2 dice are rolled. Find the odds in favor of rolling a sum equaling 7, greater than 4, less than or equal to 8. That is an odd number. This is actually a difficult question. We have to start with a table of what can happen when 2 dice are rolled, particularly the sum of the numbers. So let me come down here and make a table for that purpose. So I'm going to go, let me see. And okay, I'm going to set up a 6 by 6 table. We're going to do everything from this table. So it's important. Whenever you roll 2 dice, you want to have this table before you. Okay, so now I'm going to put in there the different things that can happen when we roll 2 dice. We can get a 1 followed by a 1. 1, 2, 1 followed by 3, 1 then 4, 1 then 5, 1 then 6. Or we could start with a 2 then 1, 2 then 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. Or we could get a 3 on the first die and a 1 on the second. 3 then 2, 3 then 3, 3 then 4, 3 then 5, 3 then 6. Or we could get a 4 on the first die followed by a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we could get a 5 on the first die, followed by 1 through 6. Or we could get a 6 on the first die, followed by 1 through 6. Okay, so there's the 36 different things that can happen when we roll 2 dice. So we need to start with that. And then we need to think about the sums. Remember how the sums go? Let me put those on our table. If you look right in the middle column, right there, all of those numbers sum to be 7. Right? 6 and 1, 5 and 2, 4 and 3, etc. They all add up to be 7. The 2 numbers add up to be 7. And if you go the next diagonal, it's all about the diagonals here. The sum is 8. The next diagonal, the sum is 9. Next diagonal, the sum is 10. Next diagonal, sum is 11. This last entry, the sum is 12. We go backwards on the diagonals. This will be sum of 6, sum of 5, sum of 4, sum of 3, and this entry, sum of 2. Okay, so now we have everything that can happen when we roll 2 dice and the various sums involved. So now let's go to the questions. Equaling 7. What's the probability that it'll equal 7? So I'm going to come down here, do part A. Probability, the sum is 7. Well, you can see on the sum 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 36 entries have a sum of 7. See, I just went right down the diagonal, sum of 7. 6 out of 36, the whole box is 36 entries, 6 by 6. 6 out of 36 of them have a sum of 7. Now you reduce that fraction. We always reduce fractions, so that's 1/6. So the probability that if you roll 2 dice, they're going to be 2 numbers that add up to be 7, have a sum of 7, is 1/6. So 1/6 of the time when you roll 2 dice, the sum will be 7. Now, that's not really quite yet the answer to part A. We got to do one more thing. They didn't ask for probability, they asked for odds. Now, how are odds different than probability? Well, odds are very similar to probability. There's only one small difference between probability and odds. Probability is part over total, or in favor over total, where odds are for and against. So let me write that out for you and make that really clear for you. So, in fact, I think I'll just do it right over here. So probability is the number for whatever you want over the total. And then odds, on the other hand, odds, usually we do them sideways with a colon, but whatever, it's like a sideways fraction. It's 4, so they start the same, but the second number is against. It's for and against instead of 4 over total. That's the only difference. They're very, very similar. So this is probability, which means it's 4 over total. And we have to change it to odds. So that means the odds. So imagine if there's like a debate. I think that's the odds is kind of like a debate. For and against. Like if two groups are debating something and there's those people that are for the issue and those that are against the issue. So think about the probability. There's one person for, so it starts the same. The first number is the same. See how the top of probability and the beginning of odds exactly the same. They're both 4. So that starts the same. The only difference is the second number. Instead of total, it becomes against. So if there's one person for something out of 6 total, how many are against it? Must be 5, huh? And that's the answer to part A, 1:5. That's the odds. So if the probability is 1 out of 6, then the odds for and against 1 to 5. Let's do part B. So part B, the odds in favor of rolling a sum greater than 4. So let's start with probability again. Probability, sum greater than 4. Is that what they said? Yes, sum greater than 4. Now, greater than 4 means 5, 6, up to 12, right? Greater than 4, 5 or more. So 5 or more. So how many on the 5 row? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 entries. 5 entries on the next row. 6 entries here. 5 entries there. 4 entries here. 3, 2, 1. We're going to need to add up all those numbers because that's how many boxes there are that have sums of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. We got to add up, so it's going to be 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 over 36, right? There's 36 total boxes there, and that's how many on the top. The numerator is how many boxes have a sum of 5 or more, greater than 4. That adds up to, just add those out, that's going to be what, 9, 15, 20, 27, 29, 30. So 30 out of 36, and then reduce that fraction, divide top and bottom by 6. It's 5/6. 5/6. So now that's the probability. Again, we have to change that to odds. So that's probability, and now we want odds. So probability is 4 over total. Odds, remember, is 4 colon against. It's like a sideways fraction with 4 and against. So that starts the same. First number's the same, 5, right? 5, 5. But now there's imagine a debate. 5 people are for the issue, 6 total people in the debate. So if 5 are for the issue, 6 total in the debate, how many are against it? Must be 1 against it, right? Odds are 4 and against instead of 4 over total. So if there's 6 total and 5 are for the issue, 1 must be against. So 5:1, that's the answer here. 5:1. The other last answer was 1:5. So now let's do part C. Part C, the odds in favor of rolling a sum less than or equal to 8. Less than or equal to 8. So let's start with probability. Sum less than or equal to 8. So we gotta go up there and count them. Less than or equal. So sum of 8 is that, and then less than. So 7, 6, this. How many here? 3 numbers in this, 2 numbers here, 1 number here. All those numbers, all those boxes are sums 8 or less. So add those up, all those numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5. That's how many boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 all over. 36 total boxes. What is that? Let me see. This is 16, 25, 26. 26 out of 36. Reduce that fraction. 13 out of 18. Now that's probability. So we have to change that to odds. Odds, remember, is for and against. And this is probability, which is 4 over total. So it starts the same. 13, right? 4, 4, that starts the same. So if there's 18 total, how many must be against? 5, right? Because there's 13 for and 5 against. One more part, part D. So on part D, the odds in favor of rolling a sum that is an odd number. A sum that is an odd number. Okay, so that'd be like a sum of 3. There's 2 numbers in that, 2 boxes in that one. Sum of 5, there's 4 in that one. Sum of 7, there's 6. Sum of 9, there's, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sum of 11, and there's 2. There we go. So it's 2, 4, 6, 4, 2 boxes for the different odd sums. 2, 4, 6, 4, 2. 2, 4, 6, 4, 2. So start with the probability again. Probability the sum is odd is 2, 4, 6, 4, 2 boxes out of 36. And so that is, what's that? This is 10, 12, 13, 14, 18 out of 36. Divide top and bottom by 18. Oh, it's a half. Yeah, of course, it's either going to be even or odd, huh? Should have known that, a half. So now we gotta make that now into odds. So the odds is going to be 4 colon against. 4 and against. Probability is 4 over total. So 4 and 4, that's the same. And if there's 2 total, one of them's for it, how many against? Must be 1, right? Does that make sense? If there's 2 people total in the debate and 1 is for the issue, then there must be 1 against. It's 1 colon 1. The odds are even Steven, 1 to 1. That's how we say even Steven in odds. In probability, we say 1 out of 2, half chance, even Steven. In odds, we say 1 to 1. They're equal odds on that one, 1 to 1. And I don't think I filled in the last answer. It was 13.5, wasn't it? 13.5, right. And so there we go. There's all those parts, and there are all the answers.